within a region, we'll try and select from a number of different sites for those particular wines because consistency is really important. Within an area like Margaret River or McLaren Vale, for example, you have a lot of different microclimates or climatic variations between, the top of the Southern Vales and the bottom of the Southern Vales. The distances between the North Cape and the Southern Cape is 100 kilometres, so you can really take advantage of that in terms of creating a wine that has a particular signature that is always there from one year to the next, and that's what's really important about the signature series of wines. Great Southern, so this is made up of Franklin River, some Mount Barker and a small amount of Parongarup Riesling, and I suppose what we get out of the Franklin region is we get lovely texture, a lot of lime, and then out of Mount Barker and the Parongarups we get a combination of the florals and the mineral. So and what we really like to try and do with these Rieslings is that we want this really good line of acidity, so really fresh, vibrant styles of Riesling, but with the softness and a texture as well. And I think Western Australia delivers that in spades, particularly in the Great Southern for Riesling. Second, Margaret River Sauvignon Blanc, and look, we all know the strength of Margaret River for the Sauvignon and Semillon blend. In this case, it's a straight Sauvignon Blanc, and this wine really displays a lot of that typical Margaret River fragrance, with that good combination of tropical, but also the passion fruit and some of those herbaceous notes which everyone's grown to really like. I don't really need to say a lot about Margaret River Chardonnay, except that Margaret River, it's pretty well recognised everywhere, internationally as well. And again, if I talk about the whole process of making that wine, we source from the southern end of Margaret River, where we get that lovely lemon and really fresh, vibrant acidity. And then out of the northern end of Margaret River, where it's a little warmer, we end up with really great textured fruit that has a bit more of that pink grapefruit. Not so much tropical, but we really like to see a lot more the citrus and grapefruit spectrum in our Chardonnays. Jump across the country to the Yarra Valley, Victoria. There's no arguing about the quality of Yarra Valley Pinot. Again, we source from a number of different vineyards across the Yarra Valley to really try and get that consistency and that fragrance. It's not so much about colour and heaviness in the wine, it's just all about the drinkability, the ease and the perfume. It's really, really important for us to have that perfume in our Pinot, and we get that out of the Yarra. Heading west again, back to South Australia with McLaren Vale, and again I touched on this earlier, that the style of McLaren Vale Shiraz, you get that white chocolate, that really brooding dark berry fruit, with that really soft, rounded tannin. And given how close to McLaren Vale is to the Southern Ocean, it's just that blend of vibrant fruit with that chocolatey tannin, which I love and which everyone else seems to love as well. And then we get back to Margaret River for Cabernet, and again I think it's probably the thing that made Margaret River famous, along with its Chardonnay. In terms of a fruit sourcing philosophy, a lot of northern end Margaret River Cabernet with some southern end to give it that sort of lovely dried herb characteristic, mixed in with a lot of that sort of red and blackberry fruit character that you get out of the northern ends of Margaret River. And again, perfume, really fine tannins and a soft texture is what we're aiming for in that wine. Typically, Barossa Shiraz is dark chocolate, bitter chocolate, with a lot of black fruit and very, very long, sweet tannins with great texture. And I think that style of Shiraz is just so well recognised. A lot of people have tried to copy the Barossa style, but they can't because it's Barossa.